Hello everyone, and today we're going to be looking at the tiasha the LiQWDY, which is, like I said, which is the second version of tiasha, which is in the uniform or bodysuit. I guess you want to say the bodysuit, but this is I will say better looking version of the character with certain caveats of the legs being more limited, and that's the part that kind of makes me worry. And like I said in that last teacher video, it said yes, it was part of the Hobbytown bot, which cost me $200. Yeah, I spent a lot more than I mean, the last run I did the Gundam plays, I spent like almost 500. Yeah, I'm missing certain things, certain classes, and I was just looking. Literally, I just started to look, and before I know it, they have some of the fancy stuff that I was missing, like some of the characters, some of the armor sets. I know I'm missing a few armor sets. I'm still missing for that, but you know that's how it goes. Certain ones are not out yet, and some of the characters are not out yet either, and you can see where that goes. And some online shopping is there too, but the online shopping part is also the problem because sometimes those are not out yet until later, and those are like a reissue because sometimes they are. It's sometimes it's like it's been out, but it's not out fully. Kind of like a reissue, and then it's like okay, it's the same thing, but like for like 2 years, and then here it is again, but you wait until like the third quarter of like 2026 to get it out to y'all. So I hate that part about online shopping. That what I on like in-person shopping a little more, so you can at least see. Okay, they have it. I can mark on my list, and that's how I do. Make a list of what you have. Now let's look at the figure, like usual. Now here's you will say it's the same. It's the same figure. It is the same figure. Actually, well, same character. It's Trisha or Tiasha. I think it's Tiasha. And this one does have actually some good changes in the routine I don't like, and I think it's just sort of strange for me. Well, first, let's get into the accessories because I think the best way to start, you do get alternate. Oh shit, you do get other top arms. So in case you want to change it out, you actually could if you want to. So you do have that, which is a cool idea because you may not like of how the full sleeves may look. So that's up to you. You do get two hilts for swords and the blades. Two alternate faces, which is disappointed and I want to say confident. And the last one is screaming. If you want that in your life, you actually could have a screaming in your life, but hey, everyone has their own choices. I did put the armor on the arms and back. It was pretty good looking. Here's a strange take, I'm gonna be honest, with the arms. They use a joint that I don't make any fucking sense about. I mean by taking off some of this shit real quick off. Let me just take this off. Okay, son, and pull. So this is your standard joints you see, correct? These I can understand being, more connected to the color for the arms. The guards are going to top of this. They're already fit tight on there, which is good on the figure because you need that kind of tightness on the figure for the arms. And I'll usually gotta put that on again, and there you go. Now it's the legs that are just as fucky to me. Because I can see it's a standard part of the leg. But then when you get down here, you do have son of a gun. This kind of joint, it's like I said, it's hard to pull these out sometimes. And I'm fighting it, but it's not as easy. So it is one. This one's going up this way, but this one's going down here this way, which I understand why, because since it is not the normal way that they did the legs, as you can see right here, well, This uses a or they clip it on the front to the back and back to front. And all this is that's in between. This one right here, it's a straight up one joint, and it makes it a single joint. Just it is very very limiting for a figure. I'm gonna put the other trick right here, tiasha, whatever. And I can see, I will say, I like the little ducks on boots. It's a cool detail because some of them had their own special animals on the bottom of their shoes. Because I know when I did the rabbit one, it was rabbits on there. So sorry, I'm gonna lose my voice for a second. I will say I do like the outfit. It is a lot more different, and I will say it is a little shiny, but I have with that for a while. It's pretty good looking, and this top does go back that far and up this far, which is pretty good. It does have more range at least, better than that one did. And as you say, well, why do you do this one? Well, because you gotta put the swords on put the swords on the side, which actually you are okay to do. And these things just go into the uh, hilt sword, and they're very tight fitting. I'm going to be honest; they're tight enough. I think I'm going to break them if you do too much. And I will say these are kind of like fair looking swords. Actually, the sword's my fair looking thing out of all this. If anyone can pound line the gear, it looks pretty good. Now, like I said, that's what accessories, and you do have the extra hair piece in case you want to put that. But I do like this a little more better. This one actually does stay in place, which is pretty good. Some of them are 50-50-50, and this part right here does become the bitch for me because like it it is there but not there, and if you want on you can, but I'm gonna leave it on. It looks more better with it on, which it's the Dashaware, yeah, yeah. Articulation was, like I said, single, which is a single thing, but it go past 90 of a cut, so pretty good fun. Boot does go down that far and up that far. It goes up a little more than usual and down not much because due to I want to say due to this, but it's limiting, I guess, like usual. You know how it goes. A single part to the arm, past 90, pretty good looking. Up like that would just come off for once, and no, so like that part. It does crunch down that far. I guess I go up that far. Pretty good. Head looks up, not much like I said, and down that far. So, which is actually funny because you could just use this face on that one, which I think I may just mismatch them. And I will say it's a good idea. And you do get the other hands. You get closed hands and open hands, which is a good idea actually. Let me get the one for the correct hand. I think it's a lot of shit, like popped off. Especially, I guess you could say. Sorry, my brain was soft for like 5 seconds, and here they are between each other. Oh my god! Nothing saying that properly. And I will say the back here, it's not a problem actually. It just get out the way in case you needed to, but I have to take it off right now, so maybe easier to do the figure shit real quick. Light came off. I probably put some joint stuff inside that so it stays in place. And actually, I think they are the same height actually, which is kind of funny. So yeah, it's a little bit taller, but I think it's bigger boots or bigger shoes to that one. So yeah, he's the Act guy, same height, and Bumblebee, where this guy is slowly getting loose at the ball joints. I'm gonna fix him later on. And here's the last review, Phantom Rider. He tires between them all. If you can stand that properly, because this man seemed to want to lean forward toward me. Like, look at him. Lean me. So yeah, I will say this outfit's kind of my favorite compared to the other one. No, shocker. Anyways, let's get to my final thoughts on this figure. And I know. Let me put this in here. This is the one that I was gonna put up, but I forgot to show off that yeah, you can. Like I said, there's so many of these. You can just put them in a baggie and use them for the other one. So same red, put on that one. So like I said, it wouldn't matter which way it went, it will go. So yeah, let's talk about my final thoughts on this. I will say for what it is, I would say for the accessories being a little unique to this figure, especially the sword, some of the headwear. I will say I do like this version of the character a lot more. And that's a whole lot because I don't like that many versions of characters when they do like a whole nother variant of the character and they'll have the same heads or change some of the expressions on it to make it different and they'll like, oh, here's a new version of this character and there you go, and then you're paying the same pricing and yeah. But I will say due to the legs, I don't really like that part because they only a single bin and they go past 90, yes. I will say they are trying to balance out between articulation and stability, I think it is. And I will say they are trying to find it, but it is a mixed bag. Certain figures are there, especially within the 30-minute Citrus line. It is a good mix between sometimes good articulation to great articulation to okay articulation to some of them not standing as well versus some of them are standing pretty good to not as much. And I will say that would be due to some of the gear they had with them, especially if you put it on the back of the figure. It can be heavier on the back of the model for it to stand. And I kind of get you want to buy the stand for it, and if you had the money for it, the stand are not that expensive. I'd say look on Amazon. Sometimes they got they you can already buy like a 10 pack of stands for pretty cheap actually, but that depends on if you want to buy that or not. But the figure's pretty good. I think the color celebration is actually great compared to some that are not that good. The color celebration pretty nice. The accessories pretty good too, and it does break away from what I'm used to. It's basically a lot of seeing like a lot of bodysuits, and that's later on when they release some of the onis and stuff like that. Then again, like unique designs, and that kind of makes it worth the money at that point. But okay, then we get there. But tell me what you think. Will you pick up this model kit for your own collection, or what do you think? So I hope you have a good day, y'all, and I am gonna finish one more review and then work on these. Peace out, people.